So did you see that, dude? Like as of 30 days ago, like the temporary moratorium on new licenses, so we could apply for a new business license in Montana.
Okay, I don't know what a temporary moratorium is, but
I will explain it to you because it's the number one word in my life for a while.
is it?
Oh, dude, moratorium. Yeah. Do you know that moratorium is a very legal term, and a state government has to do things to have it be a moratorium and not a ban? And every state and county, they never follow the laws to be a moratorium.
Let's get into the
Yeah.
thing that way you can tell the people.
Yeah. I'm ready to go, bro.
Okay, introduce us.
Yo, what up, guys? I'm Random Vaughn with Danks Water Emporium, and you're listening to the How to Smoke Weed podcast. I'm joined by Steve. What up, Steve?
What's up, guys?
Oh, go. So, guys, we are getting in kind of like we dropped yesterday. What are we talking about today, Steve?
Montana Medical Marijuana Program.
Okay, so for those of you, if you've ever checked what we love to call the green map, which is just where it all indicates like which states is recreational, which states is medical, and what's going on, Montana is a medical marijuana state. They do not have recreational, but they are medical, and they've been medical for a long time with some recent big updates. So, Steve, give it to me straight. What is the situation in Montana right now, and then we can discuss it.
Okay, we have some seriously big words in here.
Like $5 words, $10 words, what are we talking?
Moratorium.
Oh, we're going to be talking about moratoriums. Okay, so guys, if you've never heard the word moratorium before, it is something that happens and we've had issues with it in cannabis all the time. Obviously, we're sitting in Washington State right now. Every city and county love to use the word moratorium, so we will dive into the word moratorium a little bit more. But Steve, give it to them straight.
Okay, the Montana Medical Marijuana Act, MMA, that's funny, has gone through extensive changes since it became a law in 2004. The most recent changes occurred in the 2019 legislature passed SB 265, creating more detailed program regulations. Some of the provisions in the new law went into effect upon passage May 3rd, 2019. The list below is not comprehensive.
But yeah, we're just reading this off of the Montana like that would be you need the whole bill. Guys, we're not going to bore you by reading the whole bill, at least in this podcast episode.
Okay. New and existing providers may once again apply for a new business license.
So, guys, one of the reasons why, as you know, we love to talk about kind of the business on the How to Smoke Weed podcast. And so, guess what, guys? If you're listening to us right now, today is July 10th, 2019. You could be applying and trying to open up a spot in Montana.
That's very recent. Did that fly past your radar?
Oh, dude, this lifting of the moratorium, yeah, totally. And that's the whole thing. Like, one of the reasons why we talk about franchises so much and working with people all over the place, because there's so much opportunity. No single company, no single individual could track everything happening everywhere. Like, I didn't know that there was even a temporary moratorium. I didn't know that it even got lifted. And so it's just impossible to track all those kind of things. And that's why we literally let a lot of our people that, hey, if you need help or you want to do this and you want to do it in a big way, contact us. We want to work with you. Obviously, we would be looking at working with people directly, boots on the ground in Montana. Like, Steve, do you want to move to Montana?
Sure.
Okay. So Steve's going to move there, and he's going to work with you guys. I just am going to be honest that I don't know, like, a lot of our people in our company aren't going to move to Montana, but we still want to help people get local access there, bring our values, bring our mission there. So, anyways, that was part one, that the moratorium was lifted. Obviously, just before you move on, because I don't want to, like, confuse everybody, if you don't know what the word moratorium means, I'm actually going to read the legal definition, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents on it. A moratorium is a delay or a suspension of an activity or a law. So why is it always used in cannabis? Meaning that you, the voters, or Congress and the Senate passed it, okay? They literally said, this is now the law. And a city or county, or in this, maybe a Department of Health, said, whoa, we're just going to suspend that or delay it. Now, they do have that legal right sometimes, but once again, a city or county can't just change the law. They can only delay the implementation of a law. And to be able to do a legal moratorium, they have to follow specific legal guidelines. If they don't, they themselves have broken the law, and their moratorium is not valid. Now, this has come up many times, especially around cannabis, because cities and counties would do endlessly rolling over moratoriums, never do any of the activities required for a moratorium. Like they have to do research, they have to have public hearings, they have to create like teams and have those people go out and get information and do reports so that they can make defining decisions. Normally, this is around, hey, how are we going to implement this, or are we going to try and ban it? Like those are the two sides of the coin. And so it's just time for them to gather research. If they don't gather any research or do any of those kind of things, guess what? It's a non-valid moratorium, and you can, take it to court and fight against it to be like, hey guys, you aren't following, like, we passed this, we have legal rights. And so that's a big thing I want everyone to realize is a moratorium does not allow and is not a city ban. Now, a city can always ban something if they've been given that legal right from their state assembly. And once again, in California, they removed that. California finally, after like 2 years of recreational or whatever we're at right now, maybe I'm shooting that a little high, literally said, okay, cities and counties, we've given you plenty of time. We gave you literally 2 years of warning before we even put this into effect, and you're still not doing anything. Cool, we're removing your right. You don't get to ban it or put a moratorium on it. It's literally there, and people are going to open up, and you can't do anything. So I just want you guys to realize that moratorium is a $10 word.
And it's not a place in the cemetery.
It is not a place in the cemetery. and just because a place has a moratorium does not mean you should stop fighting for your rights. What it means is that you need to go determine exactly what are the legal requirements to have a moratorium there that is preventing you from doing something that is legally now in your state. Okay, so once again, they put a temporary moratorium on it just on issuing new business licenses, and now they've lifted that, and we are back in business, back going for applying. Okay, number 2.
Temporary cards. Temporary cards upon receipt of application. The department is working with a licensing software vendor to make temporary cards available. New cards are currently being processed the same day they are received.
That's impressive. I'm glad to hear that. That's a big improvement.
Providers should not be making their own temporary cards. Providers should not sell product using the application number in place of the card number.
Ooh, yeah.
Which if they're doing it the same day, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that I can totally see where it's so like. So in a lot of places, what happens is you get a medical doctor who's issuing cards, and they literally open up the dispensary next door, or like just even in the same building, just literally go through that door now, which is totally fine. It's a convenient thing. Like it makes actually perfectly logical sense. But what they're saying is like in that scenario, no, you got to wait till it gets processed, then you can go back to this. But you're not going to be able to do it the same minute that you got it, which in the days of when we had medical here in Washington, it was very much that. And if you did in today's day and age, if you get one issued by a doctor in Washington now, you would go, which I know this sounds crazy. You literally come to the dispensary that is medically certified endorsed. They make you your card here, put you in the database. And as soon as you've gotten that card, because they've had to do all the work, they've put you into the database. As I said, put you into the database. Once you're in the database, you can go for it. So it's not quite as seamless in Montana as it is, but you got to realize it only took Washington about 7 years to get that worked out, and it's still a very clunky system.
Yeah, when I got my medical card for the first time in Washington State, it was either part of the dispensary
I remember
1996.
You remember VHS tapes?
So yeah.
Wait, what year did you get your first medical card?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
You're not going to age yourself? I like that. Nice.
But yeah, it was very...
Steve, congratulations on your most recent 29th birthday.
It seemed like the doctor might have been the owner of the dispensary.
Oh, definitely. Seemed? Seemed. I like that. Now, wait, I just want to know, did the doctor, after he gave you your exam, did he go walk around behind the counter and help showing you weed?
No.
Okay.
I think there's a separate door, actually.
Okay. Number 3.
But I had another. Oh, and do you have to be in the database in Washington? If you have a card, you have to be in the database?
You don't. There are things to have a collective garden, which I know is a term most people aren't going to understand. But to have a collective garden, you would need to be in the database. To not have to pay sales tax, you need to be in the database. But you can have a medical card, just a medical card, not in the database, and you can grow your 15 plants. But, which is a fun little thing, to be able to go to a certified recreational grow facility and buy clones or seeds, you need to be in the database. So, like, they really want everybody in the database. But there's obviously some people that don't want to be in the database, but they still want to be following the laws and legally able to grow their 15 plants.
Yes. I'm sure a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Okay,
Conspiracy theorists.
Number 3.
Number 3, where are we at?
Right there.
Wait,
And the computer is frozen.
HP for you. Okay. Providers may
Just
not
so you know, they're not a sponsor. We just have their laptops.
Providers may not arrange for or pay for a physician visit. So they don't want you in cahoots.
Oh, okay.
The department
Okay.
will be contacting providers who are arranging physician appointments. This includes, but is not limited to, visits arranged through dispensaries, websites, or social media sites.
That seems really dumb in my
We'll
opinion.
be contacting providers who are arranging physicians?
Yeah, AKA they're going to tell them that they can't do it anymore. They're going
Okay.
to like fine them or cite them or whatever. But like, that's super lame. Like, hey, here's a way to go get authorized, and you can click right through. Like, I love how people fight against technology, dude. Make it easy on people. Come on. Okay, so
And that's
those
the
are
article.
that's it's a short article. It's just a little update. Obviously, we can click through and go through a lot more stuff, but we wanted to give you guys the big highlights. So I wanted to jump on over to, and this is kind of like a frequently asked question around Montana's medical marijuana program. Now,
I think we should play. I think you should turn your computer. We should play a game.
okay, I'm down. Do you want like close
Don't look.
it?
Yeah, don't look. Don't look. I don't want you to see the answers.
Okay,
I want to ask the questions you answer,
Okay.
and then we'll see the official answer.
that's fine. I'm totally down for that. Now, here's the thing. I just want to. This is gonna be a
So
fucking weird game.
Don't peek.
It's like I'm gonna quote law just out of like having no idea. Anyways, I'm down for the game. But this website is based, and the article was written in 2017, so there could be some things that are out of date given the fact that it just ended the moratorium and all that kind of stuff. So bring the game on, Steve.
I just signed up with a new provider. Can I purchase medical marijuana right away?
No, you have to have your card processed through. I'm pretty sure is exactly what that's gonna say.
Okay. No.
Well, that was a little harsher than the way I said. I was very nice in my answer.
Pretty much. You must wait till you've received your medical marijuana card.
Cool.
What if I'm already a valid card holder and I'm just changing providers?
Nope, you still got to get that card validated through the
You
system.
still can't purchase medicine from your new provider until you receive your new card. Good
It's
job.
weird. It's like they copy pasted these laws
We
from
need-
Oregon.
We need those ding ding dings.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I have already changed providers twice this year, but I'm not happy with my current provider. Can I change again?
Ooh, already changed twice. I don't see that there's a limit, but that could have been written
Ding
into
ding
it.
ding ding ding.
Yeah, there's not a limit.
There's no limit.
There's no limit. There you go. Free choice, free America.
Does it cost anything to change providers?
I would just assume that's whatever that next provider is going to charge you. But like, if there's a processing filing fee, I don't believe that they have that written in.
No, there's no such fee to switch.
Okay.
Is it legal for a provider to give me a sample of their marijuana if I am not currently their patient?
No.
You are right. No. I heard
This is a very weird game, but I'm down for it because it's literally like me guessing, not have reading the Montana law, but just guessing that I've dealt with so many governments, and it's kind of scary that I've gotten this many right on just how to think like a politician. Like, go
well,
for it.
there you go.
Oh God.
Link in the description for franchise information.
Or if you want to play the game at home.
I heard concentrates were legal now. Is that true?
I heard concentrates are legal.
Yes, in
Legal.
Montana.
To my knowledge, and once again, remember this is 2017, 2019 as of today. I believe they are legal.
The new law, which took effect July 1st, 2017, does allow for concentrates. However, a special chemical manufacturing endorsement is required.
You got to talk into the microphone. I'm just pre-telling you. I know that, but
Okay.
yeah. So they're creating processing.
Don't be looking at the answers.
I can't read that. So they need to have processing facilities and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you're gonna make the text that big, Jesus Christ,
Well,
man.
I'm trying to
I'm an
read
honest
and
person,
talk.
but you can't be going to that
Talk
extreme.
into the mic and read at the same time.
Just
This
put the microphone
This
over
is
there.
This is an HP. Then I'm going to be out of frame. All right, we got it figured out.
Look at this. Look at this. Do we work on the fly? Okay, you turn it and then you turn it.
All right, good.
Welcome to podcasting.
Okay, you ready?
No.
Will I be charged tax on medical marijuana I purchase? On the medical marijuana I purchase?
Unless they did some sin tax in Montana, which wouldn't surprise me, they should not be being charged sales tax.
Not exactly.
Sit boom.
Is the answer.
Yeah. So what's the sin tax in
There is a
Montana?
new tax on medical. There is
Yeah.
a new tax on medical marijuana, but it is not sales tax.
Boom.
It is
It's an excise
a tax on providers.
Yep.
Providers may choose to raise their prices to make up for that tax.
They will.
If
Let's
I have a-
rephrase that. Yes, they will.
If I have a valid medical marijuana card from another state, May I buy my medicine from a dispensary in Montana?
Okay, that one I have no idea. Every state has chosen different things. In today's age, it has seemed that it's moved better in that direction, but so many states have fallen off that it hasn't been a big sticking point. So what is the answer in Montana?
I think that's a cop-out answer. I still think you have to answer.
I still got to answer it. I'm going to say, oh, dude, Montana. I'm trying to get in the mindset. My opinion is, because it's 2017, I'm going to say that, oh, fuck, dude. I'm going to say that, no, you have to have a medical authorization in Montana, but, man, I'm just shooting from the hip. What
Ding, 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 ding.
Are you fucking kidding me? How am I getting, like, that many right? That's
no, Montana does not recognize out-of-state
Oh,
cards.
dude, you knew Montana was going to
Yeah,
be
it's
that
Montana,
way.
man.
Dude, it's Montana.
I can't believe they have medical.
Hey, don't be not. Those are good people
The
that voted
sheriff's
for it.
probably sitting by the door as soon as you come out there to arrest you anyway.
Don't say that. I'm sure that, dude, it's 2019. They've had it since 2004. They've had medical for a long time. So, I mean, they were one of the earlier states to get medical. I just don't know how robust the system was back in 2004.
Right.
So, I mean, they still only have, that's what I wanted to go into later is talking about how many locations they actually now had. So you think about, you've had 15 years of this, and how many dispensaries do you have? And I think I think we're sitting somewhere around 20 to 50. But anyways, keep going.
That's really it.
That is it. Okay, that was a weird game, man. I appreciate that game. Put me under a bunch of stress.
You did good. Did you 100%?
I think I did do 100%.
We'd have to watch it back.
That's
but I
really
think you did.
messed up. That's messed up. If I got 100%, that's messed up.
You really, really, really thought about the out-of-state cards, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude. That's how are you supposed to guess that? The thing is the one I will say, the only state I remember that took everybody's out-of-state cards was Nevada with Las
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah, of
Like
course.
that was the one. Those were the only, everyone else was like, nope, it's only for residents. You know what I mean?
Nevada will take everybody's
Dude, this
money.
is brutal. Like looking at the map on Weed Maps, they don't show the border; they just show roads. So it's like, where the fuck is Montana?
It's
okay.
everywhere.
It's just everywhere. So that's Idaho. Idaho's right there. There's Montana. So we're looking at, I don't know, how many do you think is there? I wanted to look at, guys, just what we're looking at here on the online is how many dispensaries. They have these really interesting clusters where there's
hot
5 or
spots.
6, maybe in Billings, Montana.
Right on the interstate or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly. And then we got another cluster over. I just want to see where this cluster was.
That's Martin Way.
That's the Martin Way of Montana. Bozeman. For you, those who don't know what we're referencing on Martin Way, is the road that we're on. The actual police officers around here call it Marijuana Way instead of Martin Way because all they are dispensaries on this road. Helena, I guess there's an airport right there, so there's a cluster. That makes sense. Anytime there's an airport, people getting off. And then
Or getting on.
this is still. I bet there's a reason the cluster is here because it's right next to Idaho. Jiminy Christmas.
That is a
There's
lot.
all the dispensaries are in Missoula,
Missoula,
Montana.
Oblongata.
Dude, they have all of it. If you want to get medical cannabis in Montana, go to Missoula because they're all there right next to the border.
Are we doing Nebraska next?
Is Nebraska green?
I don't think Nebraska allows anything. Actually saw a commercial. It was something with an officer by the road. It's like was it like a documentary thing?
Oh, and
It's
if
like,
you
if you come through here, we're gonna
Yeah.
get you. It is not legal.
Okay, I'm just checking it just because we're Nebraska.
Yeah.
Well, looks like it.
It-
No, that was Colorado. Yeah, exactly, because they're all going across the border in Colorado. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't know what it was. Something on Netflix, and yeah, it was.
Okay.
They had
It's
the highway
always on
patrol-
Netflix.
They had the highway patrol. He's like
Okay. Anyways, we will look up and we will discuss.
smoking a joint.
We
Talking.
will discuss Nebraska at some point when we're talking about that. But so it looks like they have somewhere probably between 50 and 100 dispensaries. So it's not bad for a state that is not that heavily densely populated.
But
and
it
there's
is huge.
Yeah, it's a very state with a lot of land, and you're covering a lot of
And they're
a lot of
hot
distance. So probably dense areas, lots of competition. So I assume that the prices are pretty good.
We
so
didn't
yeah.
really discuss any kind of growing or anything like that people are allowed to do, like cards. What does a card like?
Yeah, that's what.
limits
Yeah.
and
I mean,
stuff.
we would have to get in and read the law. I didn't want to get into that kind of detail. Because if you're in Montana, you probably already know it, or it's just a simple Google search.
Probably on your card, too.
Yeah, and I guarantee it's on your medical card. I'm just removing that off the check mark, see if that changes anything. It doesn't. But yeah, so I guess the thing is obviously, Steve, we've been talking about, we played a fun game, but what's something that you would actually want to know about Montana Camp? Like, what is something that a viewer would actually gain a benefit from thinking about it? I think the big thing from this episode is like, dude, you could be applying right now. Like, we should be looking more in the laws of being like, hey, how do we get a spot there? I guarantee residency is going to be a thing. So if you are outside of Montana, you will need to find someone to partner with, probably inside Montana. And if not, you need to move there. And so yeah, that's kind of my thought.
I think on the business end, it's exciting because they're opening up applications, and on the consumer end, that means more stores, lower prices. So that should be better for everybody.
Exactly. So yeah, I can't think of anything else. This has kind of been a fun, very focused How to Smoke Weed podcast. I'll tell you guys, we're gonna probably spend a little bit of time, besides all the stuff we're doing for New Jersey and everywhere else, looking at Montana. If you are in or around Montana and you want to contact us to talk about it or to see how you can work with us, please reach out to us on dwefranchising.com. That is on our franchise side. Or just contact one of our stores and be like, yo, I love Danks. I want to work with you guys. All that good stuff.
And if you're on YouTube, the link will just be in the description.
Yeah, that's always helpful. So, Steve, dude, thanks for chatting with me today.
All right, thanks for playing the game.
you are welcome. I'll admit my ego is stroked. I feel like a bit of a winner on a very strange game.
I'm gonna put a little emoji crown on you in the video.
There we go. Okay, well, guys, with that, this has been the How to Smoke Weed podcast. I'm Randon Vaughn with Danks Wonder Emporium,
and we will see you in Nebraska.
Peace.